Good. Morning. Afternoon.
Good.
Hello, Gary. How are you? Hello, George.
It's a pleasure to have you all here.
Hello to everyone.
Hi from Madrid.
We're gonna wait
Thank
a couple more minutes just because many people are joining us. So just let's wait a little bit. So just a reminder, today's sessions will be recorded, and so you guys can have a later on you can watch it again or pass it to a friend or whatever. So right now we are recording, and I ask you to mute all, please, as soon as you get it.
You'll need an app for me to help with that.
All right, so it's okay. I think we're about to start. We have over 29, 30 participants ready. So let's just start. We're gonna start right now, right? Well, good morning, good afternoon for many of you that you are in Europe. Good morning for ones in America and Latin America as well. For us, it's really a pleasure to have you here to learn more about Kontiki expeditions, learn more about Ecuador. So Alex is our VP Sales. He's also part of this webinar. Alex on boards.
Yes, well, hello. Thank you very much for being here. We have selected special travel agents and operators to be here today. So thank you so much to join us this morning or afternoon.
Good. First of all, we have a video, so you can have a better look about what we're going to talk about this morning.
I want to tell you about an experience I had many years ago. After several months drifting, I could finally dust off my suitcase, took my passport out of the drawer, and packed my clothes along with my eagerness to discover new places across the ocean. We cruised along the Ecuadorian coast, anchoring in pristine beaches which I thought did not exist anymore. We visit natural reserves of incalculable ecological value and small rural communities that live in harmony with their surroundings, unalterable to the passage of time. To be where we were and travel like we did was a privilege, enjoying the freedom that sailing aboard a boutique yacht like this provided. Wow, we were such a small group that sometimes I felt the ship and its amenities were there all to myself. To be able to meditate feeling the ocean breeze, to see different locations, slowly taking in all details, and to discover a country by diving in its local traditions, made this trip so much more life-enriching. We have indulged in cacao tastings in plantations that preserve the oldest cacao trees in the world. We dived in coral reefs. We enjoyed authentic farm-to-table feasts. We walked through the forest following the peculiar sound of howling monkeys. And in Pile, we met a community of weavers who make the Montecristi superfinos, the most valuable Toquilla straw hats in the world. Oh, and we saw a group of humpback whales a couple of days later. I believe there was no better way than this trip to reset and appreciate life through different eyes. I am thankful for the trip aboard Kontiki and the unique experiences that kept piling up to connect me to a location and people that remain magical in my memories. Disconnect with the world, reconnect with yourself and all the things that light a fire in you.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this small video about the experience, about the expeditions itself, right? Now, let's just also a reminder that this is the first of several series of webinars that we will have in in the coming months. We're going to talk about more about the national parks, protected areas, about the destination itself, about sustainability. So later on, you will have obviously more news about it. So this is just, a quick start for the destination, a little bit of Ecuador, and obviously about Kontiki.
Well, thank you, Carlos. I will start by taking you through a virtual tour to our beautiful and very small country. Ecuador, as you can see, is a tiny, probably one of the smallest countries in the world. We are crossed by the equator line. So we have part of our country in the North Hemisphere and part on the South Hemisphere. Also, we are crossed by the Andes mountain range from north to south. These and other geological, geographic, climatic characteristics make this country a mega diverse country. In fact, we concentrate flora and fauna, and that's why the United Nations has named us one of the 17 most biodiverse countries in the world. Also, this creates different areas in Ecuador, and as you can see here, we have the Amazon jungle, the Andes, the highlands, and we are going to take you especially to the coast of Ecuador in this afternoon, and here the Galapagos Islands as well. Our weather is all year round, spring-like, tropical. Our capital, Quito, it's a beautiful city. It was the first city to be named by the United Nations as a cultural heritage. And our currency is the US dollar since year 2000. Next one, Carlos.
Yes, well, let me guide you introduce Kontiki Huiracocha. This is the famous god of the Incas of the old creation. So basically, the story tells us that he started his journey, in the region of the Titicaca, the Bolivia and Peruvian base, heading north until he reached Ecuador, the coast of Ecuador. Then he founded Puerto Viejo in Manta. Actually, Manta is where Kontiki right now is located, is the headquarters, right? He was looking for this particular conch, or the red gold, which is called the shell, spondylus shell, lured by the Incas. And the specific and the particular thing about this shell or conch, or the spondylus shell, is in sometimes was even worth more than gold. So it was really a precious thing for the Incas, right? Then later on, obviously, the famous Torreheidral, made this beautiful travesty from crossing all the Pacific Ocean from the Peruvian coast, Callao, to the French Polynesia in a 120 days journey. He named that vessel the Kontiki. So he also took the name due to this god of the Incas.
Carlos.
Yeah. The Kontiki expeditions is a new concept of luxury and ocean vacations focused on immersive experiences at sea and land aboard a private luxury yacht with a minimum capacity of 18 passengers. We also have 12 crew members, right? Later on, we'll talk a little bit more about the yacht. So let's say this is really a really new way to discover and explore the coast of Ecuador and delve obviously and get immersed into its culture, nature, traditions, the local cuisine and gastronomy, which is very rich and a vast of that, and experiences also direct contact with communities and obviously without giving up the comfort. Let's say we are sort of in this slow travel movement that is becoming quite popular right now. Alex.
Yes, we have originally 2 8 days itineraries, and one will be the Toquilla that will take you to the north part of the coast, and the Spondylus more to the south. Both of them will cover the whole coast of Ecuador. They will start in Manta and in Guayaquil, but we also have created 4 and 5 days excursions or itineraries for some guests that would like to also enjoy pre and post tours. As you can see, Ecuador has a lot to offer, so we do have that as well. Also, I can announce you that we will have several new programs and itineraries for next year. And one of them will be, for example, Pizarro route, that we will probably have it for 2022. On the connectivity, Ecuador is very well connected from most of the main cities. We are being at the equator, it's easy to get there from the US or from Europe. We have direct flights from Europe, from Madrid, Amsterdam, and Paris, and from the States, from many cities. But also we have excellent connections, so it's very easy to get to Ecuador. We have two important airports, international airports. And one of those is the Quito airport that has been awarded last year with a 5 stars award. It's one of the 13 airports in the world to have this award. And also it is important to mention that after the pandemic, our airports were the first ones to reopen in Latin America. And especially the Quito airport has served as a model for other airports in Latin America. That is important to mention because after the pandemic, our passengers need to feel safe and confident.
Right, about the yacht, what I was telling a little bit before. Well, the yacht interiors are inspired in biophilic design, which incorporates elements of nature to project the outdoors and bring general feeling of well-being and inner peace to our guests and crew members. Actually, the yachts has 9 luxury cabins and a maximum capacity of 18 passengers. We offer 3 types of cabins, which is 5. We have 5 veranda rooms, 3 panoramic rooms, and 1 interior rooms. We have 5 different social areas, and also we have 10 experienced crew members, and also 2 specialist guides. For us, Kontiki Expeditions, and it's a core value for our brand, is sustainability, because we work closely with local communities, aiming and also having a positive impact for them. We create transformational experiences, having sustainability as our focus. And obviously, we support the 2030 objectives agenda for sustainable development for the ONU.
On the health protocols, this was on top of our list. It was one of our priorities before pandemic, and obviously after pandemic, we have done even more studies on this area. But probably more important is that having 12 crew members for 18 passengers allowed us to be on top of every detail and have a personalized attention to all of them. We have the safe travel stamp that was given by the World Travel Insurance Council, and obviously we will follow all the protocols that they are asking us to do it for these safe locations or properties. We are very happy to tell you that we are the first boutique cruise to be part of the small luxury hotels of the world. We were in Cannes in 2019, and last month, I think in December, we presented the Kontiki, as we are very new. And they came to our country, they visited us, they went to our destinations, they saw the boats, they audited everything, the food, and they felt in love. And we are very proud to say that we are part of a small luxury hotels now. You can find us through their platform or directly in our website. Going to the nature part, to the protected areas, we have wonderful areas in the whole country, but in the unexplored coast, it's just amazing what you can find. We will visit several of these parks and marine reserves, but just one, like for example, Buenaventura. Just in this park, you can find over 320 different species of birds, 250 different kinds of butterflies, 32 different kinds of hummingbirds. On the mammal side, you will find monkeys, you will find animals that are endemic from the area. Also, you will find tigrillos, armadillos, well, you name it. Just amazing to be in these national parks. Yes, and you can also find in the coast of Ecuador the sea lions, the giant marine turtles, the frigates, the blue-footed boobies, even the red-footed boobies, the Nazca boobies in the coast of Ecuador. We will be visiting 2 islands called Isla Santa Clara and Isla de la Plata. And there you will be able to see all these amazing animals that most of them are found in the Galapagos Islands as well. Also, this is an amazing area for diving and snorkeling, obviously, because they are surrounded by coral reefs. And if you are able to come around May until November, you will be able to see the humpback whales that come from the South Pole, from the Antarctica, that come here to our coasts to mate and to have their babies. We have in the coast of Ecuador the cold ocean current that comes from the south, Humboldt current, that will get to Ecuador, and then in the equator it will turn left to the Galapagos Islands. And then from the north we have El Niño, that's a warm ocean current. This allows us to have these animals here in the coast of Ecuador, and that's why they stay for 4 and 5 months, and we say that the babies are Ecuadorian. Also, in those same months, you will be able to see the giant stingrays. Carlos.
Right. In terms of the communities, and sustainability. So basically, as I was saying, Kontiki Expeditions is so much into it in terms of helping these communities to be better, So basically, we are encouraged in these small and petite communities, So travelers will go and have a really deep and cultural immersion interaction with these people, for them. And we've been talking with many of these people. They're ready to welcome you guys. They're just quite excited because they don't have any this kind of contact with people, with foreigners. So they just like the idea and they love it, And basically, these experiences allow the interpersonal connection with each local community to get to know their lifestyle, handcrafts, cuisine, and the traditions, So for us, this is really like the differentiation if you compare with many other destinations, even in Ecuador.
Carlos.
In terms of the sensory experiences that you will have, we've placed many beautiful experiences, culinary and gastronomical and cultural experiences. For example, you will take to this plantation of cacao trees, which is one of those trees age more than 120 years old. Here's in the Manabí province, just 1 hour and a half apart from the yacht at the coast, right? So basically, these particular trees or these particular cacaos later on, due to a transformation process, you can later on have these cacaos converted in chocolate. So one of these bars, one of companies is doing that, and one of the chocolate bars of 50 grams it could cost even $450. So we have that. We also have the ceviche route, who will transport you to the heart of the Ecuadorian gastronomy, and many other things that we are going to surprise you for this kind of things.
Yes,
Alex.
other experiences at sea. We have so many things to do there, but snorkeling, kayaking, paddleboarding, but also we can have a scuba diving, surfing. We have kite surfing in that area and fishing as well. It's just an amazing area. As I was mentioning, it's surrounded by these coral reefs, so it's worth scuba diving or just snorkeling. And we have all the equipment. We carry all the facilities for all our passengers, and everything is included in our price.
Well, in terms of the cultural experiences, so we had a dilemma here, and we had the goal for one of the main goals for Kontiki is just to correct people and not to say this is a Panama hat, which is the wrong qualification, the wrong name for that hat. Is The correct name is the toquilla straw hat. It's original from Ecuador, and it was declared by UNESCO as an intangible heritage of humanity. So now you guys can have an idea of how we had a tremendous and hard work, you know, and our dream is to have the Washington Post or either the New York Times, you know, as a headline stating, you know, we are well run. It was not a Panama hat, it was a toquilla straw hat, you know. So we had a hard work, we know, but we love it, and this is a challenge, you know. And we will take you to these communities, as I'm saying, so you can have as a first-hand look of how they craft these toquilla straw, transformed to these beautiful hats. One of these hats could even cost $20,000. Yes, $20,000 is the price for one of these beautiful and super fino Monte Cristi hats, you know? And obviously we'll discover the origin and the customs of ancestral cultures and dance to the sound of the traditional music, you know, which is very rich and vast in the Ecuadorian coast.
We will be also able to swim in this sulfurous lagoon that it has a volcanic origin and has medicinal uses. It was used before by our ancestors for a purification ritual. This area, all the coast of Ecuador, had several cultures that are pre-Inca, like Manteño, Machalilia, Valdivia, Chorrera. And this, you can also find in this area a lot of archaeological sites. It's a very important area, and Carlos was mentioning about the spondylos. It was a commercial route that they developed from Mexico to Chile. So it is an important area, and we will be able to have all these experiences. We will also offer yoga and meditation for our guests if they enjoy it.
Well, we have adventure, obviously, is an expedition. We have adventure. We will explore natural and protected reserves such as Buenaventura. And in this particular site, we will find the Periquito de Orsés, which is a bird originally from Ecuador. We'll also visit one of the 3 petrified forests of America. So you can imagine to have and to touch these beautiful trees, this rock actually dating 100 million years, you know. This is the southern part of Ecuador, the Puyango. We can mention here that also we're gonna say we can visit also the Sierra of Ecuador, the highlands, because it's really amazing and it's incredible because half of this forest is at the El Oro province, which is the coast, and half of it is at the highlands, at the Loja province, which is the highlands. So we can also even tell that everybody that you're going to visit part of the highland as well. You know, we will also explore the El Sexmo. El Sexmo is in the town of Zaruma, which is Zaruma is a magical town, and it's the first gold mine open for tourism. I just want you guys to have this thing, to visualize this image in your minds. For example, let's say 6:30 in the morning, we're at Puerto Bolivar in the yacht having breakfast. That by 7:30 we'll departure to Buenaventura, 1 hour and a half walking on the forest. Then we'll go to the Zaruma. So by 10:30, 11 in the morning, you will enter into this gold mine. And you know, and dressing up like a miner and going deep to this mine. So just to have an idea of the contrast that we're offering with the product Kontiki, you know, and the experience, you know. And finally, also we had the reserve Pacoche, which is 25 minutes from Manta, actually from this table, from this office, 25 minutes from here. We'll have howler monkeys and one of the smallest species frogs in the world, you know, the size of your nail, you know, and among other things.
Among dolphins and other things that we will see. We will also take you to the north part of the coast. It's wonderful. It's the Mompiche Reserve, and we will visit the Isla Portete and Isla Júpiter. Pristine beaches and we will be able to collect and fish and artisanal fishing with the fishermen in that area, in that community. So we will be able to go to the mangroves and get this very famous concha prieta that can only be found in the north part of Ecuador and south part of Colombia. And then after we have the shellfish, we will be with our chef and elaborate a very famous ceviche de concha that's Ecuadorian.
Well, we're just getting a lot of questions already, and we're glad to receive it. And obviously, one of the most popular questions as we're already getting is about charters or buyouts. And yes, we do offer charters. We do offer yachts is perfect actually for a private family vacation, since we have 4 cabins interconnected with each other's, right? Also, the yacht can be chartered for a private escape, so you can gather with your friends and family, you know, and the activities can be tailor-made for the travelers. Actually, we already have a couple of buyouts already for one
summer.
for summer, and the other one later on for summer as well. And yes, I think that in a post-pandemic world, products like Kontiki, which is so intimate, so small and petite, you know, have better chance to go and have very good looking on this post-pandemic world. And well, just a quick summary, you know, about a Kontiki expedition. So it's the first luxury coastal cruise experience in the Ecuador, in the coast of Ecuador, in the region. You know, it's a small yacht with maximum capacity of 18 guests, right? The yacht is practically yours. So you can feel it at home while cruising, you know, because as many people are at the jacuzzi, many people will be at the gym, or many are resting at the cabins. So basically, the yacht, since it's 128 feet long, which is quite big for the amount of passengers. So you can have that feeling of loneliness, right? Now we also offer elevated culinary experiences, detailed customer service by our 12 crew members, the guided and land expeditions accompanied by our professional guides, customer experience for the charters, and bespoke pre and post island tours. I think I have a lot of inquiries for that as well. Alex will go over that in a minute. And obviously complementary travel insurance with covered coverage, which is really important nowadays, right? So Alex, if we can take some of the questions that we're already getting,
Sure.
So yeah, I got a bunch of about cruises and family already explained. Yeah. Yeah, how's your crew composed? Well, we have the captain, we have a timonel, we have a sailor, we have the concierge. We had the 2 guys that work directly with the kitchen and the service and waitress, you know. And we had also the operation,
guides,
yeah, and the specialist guides that also are working with a lot of experience. Does the vessel cross the equator during the route, Alex?
Yes, absolutely, because we will be going from north to south, and in fact, Manta is almost at the equator. So yes, we will. It's a very interesting experience. We can talk about many experiences that you can do when you are at the equator.
Yeah, now I have a question for pre and post tours. So if you can go and explain a little bit further for us, Alex.
Yes, we have found that in this last months, a lot of questions on this area, and that's why we have developed since last year, and we had a map. We mapped all the country and found out which ones were the ones that were aligned, the properties that were aligned with Kontiki, but also we have defined the best experiences that we can offer that are also aligned with Kontiki. So we already have information, detailed information in the jungle, in the coast, if you want to stay in a spa, for example, or if you would like to go to the Galapagos, or in the highlands, haciendas, or just horse riding. We have the volcanoes. There's several things that can be done, and it will be guaranteed to have the highest service possible in Ecuador, and unique experience on top of that.
All right, we have now another question. Is any lockdown restrictions in Ecuador at this time?
Well, as far as I understand, I think Carlos has more information on that. But yes, we are asking in Ecuador for the negative test of PCR negative results. And if you're going to the Galapagos, something different. But for the continent, I think that's the only restriction that we have. We've been open for a while, since July. And I think due to the difficult time that we had at the beginning of the pandemic, now the result is that they are taking more care in all the areas, and that's why we are open to almost every market.
Yeah, and moreover, let's say that Ecuador is one of the first countries to be open, as Alexandra was saying, and all the airlines, LATAM, Avianca, American Airlines, Copa, they were doing their protocols in the two airports in Quito and Guayaquil. And they, I had information that they're really happy because since they started doing these protocols on July, August, they now can reply those on their countries in Panama, and Bogota, and in Colombia, and Peru. So yeah, and there's no quarantine needed as well in Ecuador. So with a PCR negative, you can go and be free to travel within the Ecuador. So that's something really good for tourism, right?
Yeah, in fact, I think, Carlos, I will just mention that this last week, two airlines, one American and one European, mentioned that they are increasing their frequencies to Ecuador. So things are getting a little bit better. And let's see, with the vaccine, for sure for the summer, things will be better.
Yeah, that's right. And I have two questions. I think that this is really good one in terms of the health policies and how we'll prevent COVID. We have a detailed policy, health policy on our website, and covers many points on the protocols that we're going to have. Either at the moment you get to the boat, and so on. So please feel free to go to the website and take a look at that. And the other one is, what is the best season to travel to Ecuador?
Well, I think that all the year round, it is possible. It all depends on what would you like to see. For example, if you would like to see the hatching of the turtles, these giant turtles, it's almost all year round. We have 5 different species of these turtles, so you can come any time of the year. But if you would like to also see the whales, it's better to come from May to November. The weather, as we mentioned, is tropical, and then spring-like when it's not too hot. So it's nice to come any time of the year.
Yeah, that's the particular thing of Ecuador, as Alex was saying. So anytime is a good time to visit Ecuador. You know?
Being now, the equator, that's the beauty.
That's right. Yeah. We have a question from George Decker. Family opportunities for booking interconnected staterooms.
Yes, we do have 4 cabins that can be interconnected for families. We just suggest that maybe the kids should be at least 6 years old to enjoy more. There's no risk. It's not a volcanic area that you have to walk or something like that, but it's better if they are 6 years old. But then we are totally open for families. We would love to have you.
Right. If you have any more questions, please just drop some lines on the chat box, and we're happy to continue, you know, to reply and to answer those. Now, Alex, how's the feeling of, and since Alex is in Madrid, for many of you, you don't know, so Alex is based in Madrid and is doing all our BP cells from there. So Alex, if you can tell us a little bit, the ambience and the sentiment
Yeah.
of the traveling to Europe.
Yeah, well, I think this has been a very difficult month. We enjoy the holidays and Reyes, and we had fun in December and at the beginning of January. And the results, the aftermath is now we have some kind of lockdown, not the same as we had in the first wave, but it was announced and they just told us probably 3 more weeks before we start to go down. The good thing I will say is that the vaccine is here. They started vaccinating people in Europe since December, or most of the countries. But I think that also the perception of the people is that with the vaccine, we will be able to go out soon because not everybody will be vaccinated until summer, but a big percentage will, so it will be easier. And people is eager everywhere in the US, Canada, here as well. Every time I have a call or a Zoom telling me that we are eager to go out, we would like to fly, we would like to go. So yes, I think now it's a difficult time, but we can see light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully for the summer we will be able to fly and enjoy all these beautiful things.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions about the vaccine passports or health passport, let's say, So there's one of George said, are you planning COVID vaccine passport to your guests? Other cruise lines are talking about this already.
Well, we are following what are the best protocols that they are checking, not only in the WTTC, but IATA and all the recommendations they are having. And we will follow whatever it is international and accepted. Nevertheless, we already have been talking about having this very express test that we have at the PCR in the boat before they leave the boat in case they have restrictions to go out or back. So we will implement whatever is the best for our guests and whatever is approved internationally.
Yeah, and also complementing on that is we're talking with the team here at Kontiki, and we are gonna also offer to Americans travelers to have on board the COVID test, so they can go and later on travel safely back to the United States, right? So let's say 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
Because of the quarantine, that has
because
been
of the new
required
policy
lately. Yeah.
Of Biden's new policy. So that's something new. And also, Alex, I have sort of inquiries about, let's say, in the position of Kontiki in comparison to taking a Galapagos cruise, if they can combine those, so that's something particular.
That question comes frequently because I think there's 2 different things what we are offering in the tours in the Galapagos. I think that the main big difference will be that we have this cultural immersion plus nature. And the Galapagos is just amazing. I'm a fan of Galapagos, but it's completely nature. So it will depend on the passengers. I also have seen that many passengers that have been in Galapagos and love Ecuador will come back, and this is a great offer for them to go to the coast of Ecuador. So I think that the way we offer the product is completely different. So yes, you can enjoy, you can add the jungle to Kontiki or Galapagos to Kontiki. Many options are open for our passengers.
Wonderful. Do you supply all equipment for water activities? The answer is yes. We're gonna give everything for that. So you just have, the willingness to go jump in the water and enjoy, the magnificent open waters of the coast of Ecuador. Yeah. We have another one. I think this is for you, Alex. Are you able to customize expeditions according to group specific interests?
Yes, absolutely. It's part of what we planned since the beginning. Why? Because it's a boat for only 18 people. And as we can see, and we have these reservations for the summer, they are chartering the boat. Probably more because of the pandemic, they would like to be with friends and family. And they have asked us to customize the itineraries. And we are willing to do that. We have, obviously, all according to the permissions and that the government has given us, we can go to different places in the coast of Ecuador, and we will be able to do all these things. For example, someone has asked me for surfing, we will be able to offer surfing. There's other things that they are interested in doing, and we will be able to manage that according to their needs.
Yeah, and also we're going to offer for 2022 some experiential weeks, sort of 1 week for only gastronomy. So we're going to invite recognized chefs, Ecuadorian chefs for the expedition. Also, one of them we're going to be only for bird watching and all that, and so on. So by 2022,
diving.
scuba diving as well. Yeah. So by 2022, keep an eye. So I think that by June, summer, we will start offering the 2022 itineraries with those, including those experiential weeks, right? So for 2021, we already have our 2 fixed itineraries, the Tonquilla expedition and the Spondylus expedition. And by 2022, as I'm saying, I have the experiential weeks plus the Pizarro route, which is amazing, has a lot of heritage, culture, and a lot of history behind that as well. This one is for you, Alex, which is quite interesting and covers an important part. It says, perhaps talk about the cancellation refund policies and credit policies.
Yes, we also have that in our website, and we are very conscious of the difficult times that we are having with the pandemic. And in fact, we had information that we were just going to cover that until March, but because of all the things that have happened, we have opened for all year 2021, and we will be very respectful with our cancellations policy.
Good. I have this one for the Hyatt program and Hyatt members. So it's, can you book expeditions using the Hyatt program as with other SLH properties?
Yes, yes, we are in the SLH platform already. So it can be booked through SLH, so small luxury hotels. And as you know, they have this partnership with Hyatt and they can use their points and everything. So yes.
Yeah, I had is, who is Pizarro? You know, Pizarro, Gonzalo Pizarro is one of was the first Spanish conqueror that came from delegate from the king and from the queen Isabel at that time to go over and conquer the Incas. So he's the one who went and got to Ecuadorian coast first and goes through the Ecuadorian coast and landed in Peru at Piura, and then from Piura to Cusco. So yeah, that's Pizarro. It's Gonzalo Pizarro. Yeah.
And yes, just to add to that, and well, he traveled from Mexico to Cusco in 2 years, but all these communities I was mentioning before, these cultures, the pre-Inca, pre-Columbian cultures, were already in the coast of Ecuador. So he was touching all these important points that where we still have archaeological sites.
Yeah, and a little bit of his story is that he asked about the spondylus and where he can find the spondylus because he knew that people that had spondylus also had gold, and so that's why he followed the spondylus route down to the south to Peru and get to the Cusco, first Piura and then Cusco, right? Good. So, well, I think we covered pretty much of a bunch of questions we had. And once again, we're really happy and we are amazed that we have a really good response. We're in a big promotion right now. Many people fall in love with the concept, with the product, with the idea itself. You know, for us, it's quite a challenge to develop this product in a pandemic. But still, we're still passionate. We're still, working hard every day, every time with Alex and all the team, and pitching about the product, about the destination. And to be quite honest, Ecuador is really well known because of the Galapagos, and we love the Galapagos. It's just, it's an amazing place. But Ecuador also has a lot of things more to offer. Ecuador is the world of the four worlds, is the country of the four worlds. So each region is one world. And the coast of Ecuador is just amazing. It's completely undiscovered. Even Ecuadorians, they didn't even know the places that we mentioned in this webinar. And they just, are eager to just come aboard and visit those places with us, right? So, Alex?
And we are forgetting something. Yes, as we mentioned, we have sent invitations to a very exclusive group, and we will be offering farm trips starting in May. So we will let you know all the information as soon as possible, probably by the middle of March.
Yeah, man. So at the moment you feel secure, you feel safe, please take your vaccines already. And of course you will be here with us, and finally, please follow us on our social media, the Kontiki Expeditions Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. We are really happy, and our community manager is quite excited when she gets likes and follows. So please do so, and you will hear more about Kontiki in the following weeks, more webinars on national parks and protected areas about only for sustainability. We have some also some guests that will come and talk about that as well. We will have big surprises. We will have a podcast in Spotify and iTunes also, and we will have a Spotify list as well, so you can have some music just to get familiar with the sounds that we're gonna have here at Kontiki. All right, so please keep in touch with us, and it was really a pleasure to talk about Kontiki this morning and this afternoon for those Europeans.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carlos.
Bye.
Thank you.